So we are less than a week away from LS Fest, and we're probably pretty much ready. We have to load up and everything, but it's been a quiet couple of weeks since Good Guys. Really, all we've been doing is a couple of upgrades on the truck and some maintenance on the car. So the car got an oil change. Well, so did the truck, but the car got an oil change. It got fresh sticky nankings on it, and it got its NRG quick release steering wheel like the truck did. It hangs from the front. So Mike's about as good to go as he's gonna be without major upgrades, which everybody wants major upgrades on their race car. So, you know, always. The truck got a little bit more because it kind of needed it. So the lower control arms got completely replaced because apparently you can't just pop those out and replace them. And that's what they had failed on the previous, well, I guess on the original front end for the police interceptor that we got. So it got new front lower control arms. In the rear, it got new billet links. I'm like a real race truck, you know. I got billet parts on my truck now because a buddy of ours, thanks for looking out, Mark, but he noticed at Good Guys I had some wheel hops, so hopefully those will help wheel hop. And then we also got a cool blue Steeda sway bar that will hopefully help me on some of the faster stuff at LS Fest. So today, our friend of ours is coming over with his scales, so Mike can finally scale that thing. And we can rescale the truck, and it's got a brand new frame on it. So we'll keep you posted on what everything weighs. How heavy is he?
3743. Quit moving.
So you're 1,000 left front, 900 right front. And you're 902 and 912 in the rear.
You say what? 3743. I don't think I would change anything. You're basically a touch over 900 on those three, and you're 1,000 right here. Yeah. So get out and see what it is without you in it.
Still a little heavy on the front driver, but
we're not messing with the front that much. The front's within 5 pounds. It's really good. But I think that'll even it back up. Let's soften that one and let's stiffen that one.
Okay.
You want it off? The stick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back it down.
So I've got a bump on it, so it shouldn't roll too far. Clutch in?
Let it roll back just a touch. Right there. Whoa. Now we're getting somewhere.
Which that, I mean, again, for eyeballing, we were two turns off.
Yeah. No.
We were a turn on the right. No, we were 2 turns on the right and a turn on the left. Or vice versa.
Take a picture of that.
we good?
Yep.
Yeah, hang on.
You want to film that?
So we just finished weighing both the car and the truck. We'll start with the Chevelle. So the Chevelle hasn't actually ever been scaled properly. I think it's been, we weighed it at the Ride Tech booth at Good Guys a couple years ago, but it wasn't actually, we didn't get good cross numbers on it. So empty, the Chevelle is 3,552 pounds. With driver in it, we're looking at 3742. So the cross is 48.5%, the right is 48.7%, and the nose is 51.6%. So Lance and Mike talked about it. It doesn't seem like there's much you could do to the car beyond what's already done to make it any better.
It's actually really good front to back. It could use a little more right side weight, or take a little weight out of the driver's side, but
can't really take any weight on the driver's side because we got the steering box and can't move.
Right. There's not a lot of, because I've already moved the battery to the right side and to the rear.
And the fire suppressant systems, that's already
It's
in the
already
back
on the right side.
On the right side, so.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of stuff to move.
Maybe adding air conditioning on the passenger side would help?
Adding air conditioning to the right side will probably help the side weight, but mess up the nose weight, but it needs air conditioning.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So last year we weighed the F100 at Lance's house on its old chassis. So it had a stock chassis, it had the Crown Vic front end, it had just a Crown Vic rear end, so a regular axle 4-link. It was the stock frame with some boxing in the middle. It wasn't fully boxed.
Right.
And everything else was virtually the same. It still had the bed in it. The motor was, we didn't change much on the motor. So in 2021, it was 3,632 pounds with me in it. In 2022, with a fully custom chassis that is full square tubing.
Yeah, it's all box tubing.
It's all box tubing. It's got an independent rear suspension now. It's got
fire suppression.
Fire suppression system. It's got down bars. It did have the hoop, but now it's got down bars.
Now it's got down bars. Now the bar and the down bars are all tied to the chassis, which it didn't have before either.
So we did a lot more with it. So with me in it this year, we're at 3,849. So we put a healthy amount of weight on the truck. Cross weight is 49.8%, right is 49.4%, and the nose is at 53.8%. So super nose heavy.
But it is a truck.
Yeah, that's true. It is a truck, so I have more weight up there anyway.
And we moved her engine considerably to the right, which actually helps. You can see in the weight balance, she's almost 50-50 left to right with her in it, which is better than my car.
And you were able to tweak the springs while Lance was here, so we got the rear of the truck more evenly balanced because we were off balance on the driver.
Our cross weights were a little off, so we balanced that a little bit better. Got the percentages closer, which is what we were looking for.
So, which is, I don't know, for me that's kind of a neat concept to see because it's not just about adding or reducing weight. Sometimes it's about your spring ratios and your balancing and all that fun scientific stuff that I don't remotely understand.
But we were pretty close, eyeballing it and setting, sort of specifically putting the slightly heavier springs to one side versus the other and counting the threads, and we got it in the ballpark. We were really close. We were, I think, 2 turns on the driver's side rear and 1 turn on the passenger side rear from having it where it is now. So we were pretty close. The Chevelle, there wasn't really anything we could do to make it better. Anything we did, we made it worse. So we went back. We basically left it where it was.
I don't know. I think you should be pretty darn proud for both of them because the Chevelle, you really didn't know what the heck you were doing.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it even. That was my goal.
And neither of them, we didn't have scales available to us when we were building either of them. So, I mean, high five, dear. You knocked it out of the park with trying to get things even. So, I'm sure if I, went carbon fiber nose and all that fun stuff, but that would just not be. That would not be the
more
truck.
Rust.
That would be more. What does Finnegan says something about that?
Rust. It's lighter than carbon fiber.
Yeah, rust is lighter than carbon fiber. Maybe I need to get more rust. Move out of the desert, go back east or something. But I don't know. I think we're pretty
good.
We're pretty good, and it's nice finally knowing the weight on the Chevelle and knowing exactly how much we did gain on the truck. We expected to gain, but
it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Going from,
I was hoping to not gain 200 pounds, and that's essentially what we gained.
Yeah, but there's
190 pounds, sorry.
still, there's a lot more metal under the truck than there was, and it's a lot stiffer than it was because that original frame was like aluminum foil. Like it
Look,
had so many waves and
built
curves
to
in it.
Perfect 1961 standards.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's Ford's pride and joy. 1961.
Well cooked spaghetti is how stiff that thing was.
But I don't know. I think we're good to go, and we'll get both of them re-dynoed at LS Fest. So we'll see if the little engine mod with the TBSS intake makes a difference, or if the 373s in the back kind of just
we probably gained a little in the engine.
Know.
We're hoping we didn't lose it with the rear ratio change.
I just hope I didn't drop horsepower.
Yeah.
If I stay, I would. Everybody wants more horsepower.
Always.
But
we definitely need a horsepower sponsor.
Yeah, right.
Horsepower and tires.
Yeah. Nan King, you watching? Falcon? Anybody?
Anybody?
BF Goodrich, anybody? We'll take a tire sponsor. That'll help. Hey, at least I don't have 315, so there's that. So.
Yeah.
But hope that helps answer any questions. If you guys want to see a full walk around on the Chevelle, it's not done. Obviously, you want to repaint it.
Obviously.
And there's some interior plans that we have for it in the next year. So it's not done, but we haven't really talked about the Chevelle on the YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested in knowing more about that, let me know in the comments, or give me a whole bunch of thumbs up or whatever, and we'll work on that after LS Fest. And eventually I do want to do a full walk around the truck, because it's all piecemeal on the build videos, but we haven't actually done this is what this is, and this is what that is, and this is why we chose to do X, Y, and Z. So we'll
plus
get those.
We can get a review on the vertical links when we're.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
and
with
the sway bar.
Vertical links and the sway bar. So we'll talk about that after LS Fest too. Hopefully they make a difference and help me out. Need some serious driver mods, but at least I can help. Hopefully the truck is.
Yeah, hopefully help the truck.
Hopefully the truck is good to do it. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and we'll see you after LS Fest.